Hi, I'm Brooke, and welcome back to the Science Spectrum's Female Scientist Friday. You may have seen our Sun Earth Universe exhibit in the museum or our EVA spacesuit, which is a great lead into our female scientists this week. Today, I will be talking about two of the most famous female astronauts in the United States, Sally Ride and Mae Jemison. Let's blast off. Sally Ride is known as the first American woman in space. She was born in 1951 in California. Growing up, she was an avid athlete who was exceptionally good at tennis, earning multiple awards during high school. She originally dropped out of college because she wanted to pursue tennis professionally, but later she changed her mind and enrolled at Stanford University. She stayed in school there, earning her bachelor's, her master's, and her PhD in physics. After college, she applied for a job at NASA, who was looking for young scientists to go on space missions, and she was hired. She was one of 5 women selected for her class, and she found that her natural athletic ability allowed her to excel in many of her physical trainings. In June of 1983, Sally went up with the Challenger STS-7 mission, and then became the first American woman in space. She was the flight engineer for that mission. Prior to going into space, Sally was asked sexist questions like if she was going to wear makeup in space and if going into space was going to affect her ability to have children. These were questions the male astronauts were not asked. After the first mission, she went on another one aboard the STS-41G. She helped record important information about the Earth. Sally continued her work at NASA after her space missions. Then she worked as a director for the California Space Science Institute and as a professor at the University of California. She created a program called Sally Ride Science and was passionate about encouraging young women to pursue science as a career. Sally passed away in 2012 from pancreatic cancer at the age of 61, but her legacy will continue to inspire others to reach for the stars. While Sally Ride was the first American woman in space, Mae Jemison is known as the first African American woman in space. Mae was born in 1956 in Alabama. She grew up with a love of dance, but always knew she wanted to pursue science as her career. She grew up watching the Apollo airings on TV, but never saw a female astronaut. She loved watching Star Trek, and Lieutenant Uhura, who was played by an African American actress, inspired Mae to want to go to space. After graduating early from high school in 1973, she attended Stanford University, meaning Mae and Sally Ride would have been there at the same time. After graduating from Stanford, she attended medical school at Cornell University. She graduated from med school in 1981 and traveled the world helping people. She served as a member of the Peace Corps, was fluent in Russian, Japanese, and Swahili, and opened up her own private medical practice. After she saw Sally Ride become the first woman in space, Mae was inspired. She applied to a NASA space program and was one of 15 people chosen out of 2,000 applicants. She worked at NASA for 6 years helping with projects and was chosen for her mission in 1989. She and 6 others went to space on the Endeavour in September of 1922, and this trip made Mae the first African American woman in space. After she left NASA, Mae went on to do more nonprofit work. Like Sally Ride, she created programs encouraging others to pursue space and STEM as a career. She also appeared in an episode of Star Trek after the producers heard she was a fan. She is currently working on a project to make human travel to a star possible within the next 100 years. Mae is the first woman in STEM that I've talked about who is still alive today, and she's used her time inspiring others to pursue STEM like she did. Both Sally Ride and Mae Jemison encouraged countless other women across all fields to shoot for the stars. You can learn more about space at the Science Spectrum.